welcome back to Chaos Corner. It's your old buddy, the Guardian of Chaos, Big Daddy, and I tell it like it is. I'll say that to say this. Here, live to tape, in the Chaos Lounge at Chaos Corner to update show number 4 of analytics for Guardian of Chaos on the mothership on the YouTube channel. Follow me on all social media platforms, and you know what they are, and I'll run them down. On Twitter in real time, at Big Daddy G.O.C. And the G.O.C. stands for the Guardian of Chaos. If you hit the profile link on Twitter, that will bounce you over to here, Guardian of Chaos on YouTube, or you can just go to YouTube and type in Guardian of Chaos. On Instagram, it's the Guardian of Chaos. On Facebook, we know that it's 2 accounts, J Brony, how apropos, J Brony, and Prodigio Fidelis El Guardian, in honor of my heritage. Also, follow me on all these other social media platforms, from Rumble to Gitter to Gab to Truth Social to Parler. I cover it all, and I'm on all those different social media platforms representing the IWC. So we haven't been here in a while to do the analytics. I bet you it's been about 4 months since we broke down the top geographies and demographics. Because you know me, I am the over 50 demo god, the old man brand, with my over 50 years as a scout, a historian, a smart, a mark, whatever you want to call it, a fan, and of course, my over 3 decades as a professional wrestling manager. Hey, listen, a 2-time Hall of Famer in the independent circuits, class of 2019, New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, and class of 2020 for Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling. So I'm here to break down our channel, still growing. It's been not even 2 full years, I believe. So stick with me, kick back, grab a coffee, something to eat. Hang around here. We're going to bounce off all those other social media platforms, and we're coming back here to the YouTube channel. Again, as I said, kick back and relax. I already had a cup of coffee. I got a Red Bull chilling. But for right now, and again, I don't want any copyrights. This is purely for the Guardian of Chaos channel. I think we're up over 350 subscribers. We're growing slowly. Why? I don't know. Because we have the live Chaos Corner podcast. We have the retro reviews. We cover AEW. We cover WWE pay-per-views. Classic videos of my career, plus all the announcing and broadcasting that I do currently for the stars of pro wrestling, the backbone of this business. So I'm glad that you guys are here. This is my gift back to you and my stress reliever to find out on the numbers, because since we did those first 3 shows, because you remember we were doing it just about every 5 to 6 weeks of breaking down all the different analytics for our channel. So we haven't done it in about 4 months, but we've been posting a lot of other content. So the numbers have drastically changed. The good news is we've gained some subscribers, and we have a ton of content, over 1.1 thousand videos from the last 30 years, up to present day here in August of 2022. So kick back and relax. Let's be here for about maybe a half an hour, and we'll throw out some numbers, maybe less. It's nice and early, so it's beautiful, right? The sun's coming up. And we're here on, let me mark out a little bit. Bad Street, Atlanta, GA. Bad Street in the whole USA. Bad Street, nasty and hot. The further down the block, the worse it got. Big shout out to Bam Bam Terry Gordy, Michael P.S. Hayes, Buddy Jack Roberts, and even Jimmy Jam Garvin. So we're going to cover the analytics. Again, there's a lot has changed. You know that I keep my notes. I do the numbers. I do the research. I'm no Brandon Thurston over at WrestleNomics. And speaking of other podcasts, big shout out to everyone I moderate for and participate in. Everybody from the PWZ podcast and the Professor to Don Tony from the Don Tony Show and the Sit Down, unbelievable. To Chi-Town Smark and Heel Jesse out there in Chicago. Of course, I follow JD and Off the Script from NYC. Again, probably the #1 fucking podcast. Yeah, I dabble in with Cornette as well, and the Wrestling Council, my boys from around the country. So those are the different folks, and of course, Stirring the Pot, Don Kincaid, the Kincaid Files. Follow all those different people, and I follow a host of others, including the guys who kayfabe me now and then at Busted Open Radio, but we're not here to talk about that. If you remember, we did this back in April, and we were on a roll. The beginning of 2022, February, March, April, the analytics were flying. We had thousands of videos. We weren't getting in views, and different subscribers were always going up in the impression rates. And I can't believe where we are here in August now, months later. So this is our fourth update on this, and this is over the last 28 days. Go back and check it out. Again, you'll have to scroll back. We have so many videos on there. The last 28 days, our views have stayed about the same, 5,331, and not good considering that the high was over 20,000 at one point, and only 382 returning viewers when last time around. Again, it's just over 4 months now, because not sure why the numbers have gone down. I've been consistent, maybe not as much live to tape with the Chaos Corner show itself, where there's over 100 episodes here on the channel. That could be it, but at one point our high was 1.4 thousand. So let's let that sink in. Put those numbers together. So I just want you to know that. But there is good news in this for us here on the channel. Our total views, again, this is all in the last 28 days. That's how we break down these analytics shows. 5.3 thousand in the last 28 days. And if we look at it at one point, we go back to the analytics show 4 months ago. I have my different numbers here, and that's why I'm looking at you, looking at two different researchers, looking here in the lounge, making sure we watch it. We got a lot going on here at the headquarters in this day and age in 2022. It's been a long, hot summer, hasn't it? Big props to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I just want to throw that out there. Without him, none of this is possible, or without you, especially the fans, for being here with the G.O.C. It's me. It's me. It's the G.O.C., man. Anyway, thank you. At one point, well over 20,000, as I said. So if you look at the total views and things that have gone down, our high at one time was 123,000. So look, we were really on a roll in the beginning of the year. Getting here to the summer, we'll see what happens. Last 28 days, the top videos were the Iron Sheik when we were on the Jerry Springer show, the Missy Hyatt videos, which were our #1 here on the channel, working together for the NAWA and the big Slam Jam shows and the other events we did there for the North American Wrestling Alliance in the late 90s and early 2000s. And, you know, we worked together many times. Her videos on here with referee Todd Taylor have thousands of views. Well, also, Jim Cornette going crazy as the YouTube short, my #1, still tops now. But we're looking back then, the Chaos Dance, if you remember, with the Umaga, Eki Fatu, and Rikishi back in the day against, the Haas brothers, Purdy Curdy. Just a lot of great memories and videos that you could see on this channel. That people say, independent wrestling, small-time wrestling, mud show, outlaw. This is history, man. This stuff goes back. I haven't been active in the ring since Hercules Hernandez Unchained in 2020 for Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling, where I interviewed former Worldwide Wrestling Federation heavyweight champion Bob Backlund, the All-American. It's a little off his rocker, but one, you can't deny his history. But that's the last time in ring. I still do the broadcast. We've been doing a lot of stuff on Fight TV. Rumble in Paradise is on Fight TV. We just came out of Wild Wrestling for Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling at the legendary Cadillac Ranch. So you can see all that as well on Fight TV to give you what I'm doing now, but in the ring 2020. So these videos are from 15, 18, 20, 25, 30, 35 years ago. Back to our earliest video posted on this channel dates back to 1993. This channel started in 2017. I didn't start becoming active till about 2019, and really during the beginning of the pandemic. I mean, whatever you want to call it. God rest everybody. But anyway, getting on to the top videos from then. Of course, the video, another video on the channel, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, Yokozuna, Jake the Snake Roberts, Julio De Niro Sanchez, yourself, the Snake. Not one of my finer moments, but it's on the channel. Those were the top videos last time, and we talk about total views, 120,000. Again, I'm an independent channel that doesn't have the subscribers to go live. I'm not monetized. There's no Patreon. There's nothing else. What you see is what you get. Reality TV. This is what you get here. I mean, there's nothing more, like no bells, no whistles, no graphics. Me rambling and talking, whether it's covering, but giving you relatable stuff that I know from my perspective. That's what I give to unique viewers that come back here on the channel. So if you look at the different things, the top videos that I have now over the last 28 days are recent videos that I've put up that also have taken place in the last, say what, 5 years or less. Intergender video from Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling, 1.3 thousand views over the last 28 days. Jim Cornette in that YouTube short on my channel from the Slam Jam of him choking out Public Enemy with a bull rope, where he was managing the Pit Bulls. Classic videos on there where I was a part of it, commissioner on that show with Bruno Sammartino. The video is on the channel. Check it out. Another Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling recent video and from the last 5 years, and just posted Kids for Cancer. We give back. That's what we do here on this channel. Try to consider myself a carpenter and give back to you guys as well. That's why you come here. Camp Rising Sun, if you're familiar with that. Kids for Cancer, the shows that we did for that. Videos up there. Parts of the whole show. 688 views. My Look Up to the Sky videos of what's going on here in the skies, if you know what I'm talking about. You'll want to see that on a YouTube short. Classic Women's video is still up there. It gets a lot of views. And of course, the Rikishi Umaga Ekifatu Big Daddy video. And the full match is here on the channel. Samoan Dynasty. Does it get better than that? Here's the good news amongst, I'm just giving you a lot of not great news on the channel, which is really a reflection on hopefully not just Chaos Corner, the show that I put out there, but I'm putting up a lot of other content. Here's Emilio the Boy. He's been on several videos here. If you know and you're a follower here, my boy, the Maine Coon, he's really a monster and a beast. He just pushed open the door from down at the bunker, Chaos Corner. If you want to come up, come on, you can get on TV. Anyway, here on the channel, those are the top videos right now in the last 28 days. The watch time hours in the last 28 days, 74 hours, is about the same as usual over the last 2 or 3 months, which is not good considering the high was 230 hours earlier in the year. We look at impressions the last 28 days, 66,000, over 66,000. He's right here. I'm trying to coax him to get over here on camera. All right, over 66,000 impressions the last 28 days. Big Daddy, good. Chaos, that's pretty good. No. Considering earlier in the year, we had over 308,000. Put that in your pipe and smoke it and let that sink in. I know it's not 420 day, but you understand what I'm talking about. The good news is we're up 475% on subscribers. We're at plus 23. So I can't complain about that. There are people spreading the word, but it's just not happening fast enough for us to get out there and get the word and be more entertaining and bring to the masses. You're not going to make any money if you're trying to do this. You do it for love, passion, a one-man show, unique, unedited, unscripted. No one else does this. Again, I've said it to you before, not asking you for money, not asking you for anything. This is for me as much as it is for you. So I'm glad when you tune in. So we got to get this channel going. We were flying that earlier in the year. So I'm not sure. I think it might be the live shows. I've been doing a lot of it on Twitter. Again, that's why if I'm very active, I post on Instagram, the two accounts on Facebook and Twitter daily, or at least every other day. That's how much I post on social media. And then here on the YouTube channel, which I consider the mothership, because this is how you get to see me live in real time. Okay, besides what I would put up on Twitter, but which is a little crazy. So that's what you get here on the channel. So I've been doing it a lot over there. So follow me on. Look, he's eating the notepads over here. Follow me on there, and you'll get a lot of information. But here on the channel is what we're trying to expand. So those are the different videos and the good news on the subscribers here and the information that I've gotten, because YouTube is updated and there's a lot of chicanery going on, a lot in the world. Who knows how much longer the internet's even going to be here. You can see his ear, right? Here he is. So that's another thing as well that we have to think about. So stay close to your family and friends, and I don't have to tell you the rest, and be aware, self-awareness. Get right with the Lord. I got to get this out of his way. He's going to eat it. So that's what we're talking about here on Analytics on Chaos Corner. More notes that I have here. We look at last 28 days, 46% was the high on YouTube. YouTube searches is where a lot of my traffic is coming from now. We got to get that more. 16.4% in browsing. 11.9%, almost 12% on channel pages where people are finding us. And my playlist, 8.7%. So I guess a lot of people like my playlist. A lot of the searches here on my channel, because these legends and stars are people that I've worked with, again, different people from independents that you wouldn't know. Some you will know, especially in Northeast, Tri-State, New England. And then again, around the country, and then heroes and legends that I've worked with. So the top searches for my channel are Jimmy Cornette, the Butterbean video that I have up in here, Missy Hyatt, as I said. The watch time is from 89% of people that are not subscribed. So think about that. 10% of you are great, are still coming back, man. So my regular subscribers, I get it, is 350, I believe. We got to get that up to 1,000. I want to go live. We want to have more fun with this. Am I right? So that's what's happening as far as searches. The average view duration is pretty good, considering that for most people it's 15 seconds, 30 seconds. Our low was like 49 seconds at one time, and you people laugh. But right now, our average is over a minute and a half on our videos, considering that for as much as I do live to tape and do watch-alongs, and I try to break it down into segments between 5 minutes as much as half an hour, and I used to do podcasts, here's the boy, an hour and a half live and to tape and put it up there. Now it's shorter clips. A lot of them are 2 and 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Some are much higher. So that helps with the view duration. For us to be at over a minute is odd. And it's rare amongst, especially a channel like mine. Last 28 days, 98.8% men. I get it. It's a big sausage fest. I get it. Big swinging dicks here on the Chaos Corner. 1.2% are women. At the high at one time in the gender gap here, over 20% of my fans were female, digging the content. Now it's down to 1.2 men, 98%. At one time with men, it was only 79%. So that goes to tell you how much things have changed from the beginning of the year, what's put up there and what's on the channel. Says a lot. You'll see that in the demographics. We also look at different numbers here on the analytics show. We're coming up on almost 20 minutes, so thank you for being here. And again, this is our 4th in the series of this. I have the boy right here. We're relaxed. It's unbelievable. What an atmosphere here in the lounge. This is what I love. Unique viewers, 3.6 thousand. You may think that's a lot. I don't. Considering 16,000 is our high. So again, we had good news. This is what I do, though. I give you the good, the bad, and the ugly, even when it comes to me. Can't be less than truthful. Got to look in the mirror first, man, right? So we look at top geographies, top geographical locations, because I'm worldwide. You understand that, right? United States right now, 39% of my audience. Number 2 is India, over 5%. The UK at 3%. Russia at almost 2%. And Egypt coming in at 1.5%. Considering the highs in this category now, the United States has been my high for viewer, my homeland, my country, my people. 46.2% has been the high. That was earlier in the year. India's been solid. Well over 5% of my audience is from India. I thank you folks over there. Stay safe. 6.4% at one point in the UK. That might have a lot to be on Stu Palmer's podcast, or Maurice from Cheap Heat Productions in Ireland. So different podcasts that I've been on that have been overseas. You think about that, that's given me exposure. So they've dropped down to 2.6%. Russia's new on the board, as is Egypt. Indonesia at one point was strong, as was Canada at 5%. Australia at 2%. They have dropped off the board. I don't know where you guys went. Come on back, man. But standing strong, United States, India, UK, Russia, Egypt right now as my top demographics over the last 28 days. A little surprised by that, to be quite honest, with the Canada, Australia. Again, my homeland coming through. Let's go to demographics. We're still on, again, you know what Bully Ray said to me, right, like 16 years ago? Give the Guardian of Chaos 5 spots, he'll fuck up 4 of them. It's still true today. I consider that a compliment coming from a 2-time Hall of Famer who's still active, that looks unbelievable, and is, one of the mainstays on Busted Open Radio. Let that sink in. Here we go, last 28 days, demographics. The 13 to 17 age group was never our group. We never really had any of the guys here, any of the gals here of that demographic. As you see, I have to keep this here because the boys here, he's literally from this side to here. So nobody's watching that's under that. So that's fine for us. We like it 18 plus, 21 and over, man, for what we do here on the channel. But there's nothing graphic about it. 18 to 24, that demographic, almost 23%, 22.9%. Let that sink in. The 25 to 34 age group, 38.6%. Says a lot. 35 to 44 is 14.6%. The 45 to 54 group has really dropped off down to 3.5%. What does that mean? The 55 to 64 demographic, over 20%. The old man, I told you, baby. You don't listen to me, right? And then 65 plus, there's no real old men. Although at one time, I had 5% of 65 plus. There's a lot to be. At one time, 45 to 54, we were at 17% of the audience here on Chaos Corner. So we really picked up, to be honest, our biggest gains here on the channel, 18 to 24 and 25 to 34. So all total, 18 to 34 demographic here on the channel over the summertime has exploded. Says a lot. And then the demographic, of really 35 to 54 has fallen off the face of the earth here. Get lost, man. I don't need you there. What demographic is that? What do they have there? Boomers or millennials, the Generation Zers, Xers? We'll figure that out. But thanks for being here. So that's what's going on here at the channel as far as demographics as well, too. And I like comparing it to the numbers and where we were, especially since it's been 4 months since we've done this show. And again, this was spur of the moment. Numbers, research, history. I like to tell you guys and give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. I mean, that's pretty simple. So there's good news and bad news here on the channel. There's certain things that I am missing. The YouTube has updated and changed things. The internet is always doing that. Pretty soon, any EMPs come in or anything like that, we're all going to lose everything. Those are the different things that I have here on the channel. So I can't thank you enough for being here. Again, I have to be kick back. I have to do this. The boy is here. Emilio, solo mio. Thanks for being here, guys. We kept it at under 25 minutes. I'm going to put this up on YouTube. Come back for AEW Dynamite, AEW Rampage. WWE is picking up. We're doing pay-per-views. We're doing retro reviews. We're doing independents. We're doing my home at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling. We're doing the classics. Live to tape, one man, unedited, unscripted, unique reality TV. Getting to know me. And of course, we need it in 2022. Let's not lose sight of that. And check me out on all the other social media platforms. You're not going to want to miss it. Constant content. If you want to be entertained, a one-man show like nobody else does it, you come here. Keep an eye on it. Hit the bell, subscribe, leave a comment, send me an email, a comment, and you'll see why you're going to come back here, because this is entertainment personified. It's me. It's me. It's the G.O.C. And I'll say that to say this, because I tell it like it is. Don't you dare miss it. Oh boy. Chaos Corner. Chaos Lounge. Don't you dare miss it. Those lines will never get old.